Good evening, those which is early. Those are not early. I will greet you again at 8 o'clock. However, I want to make sure that all sound, pictures, everything is up and running as it should be. So, I'm Valderan, and I'm for once not going to play games today, but I'm going to look at mainly new games, but also talk a little bit about old games in between. I will not recommend any of the games. It's not endorsements or commercial. It's just talking about them and talking about why I think it's great or good, or why I think it might not be so good. But it is not a review of the game, it's merely informational. It also is a little bit about existing games which I play myself, and want to come some of those informations out to the wider public as well, because it's not everyone who sees or read everything. It sometimes pop up in weird ways, and you have to find a very weird source to get information. So that said, once again, this is not encouraging anything, or as you will hear later, I will actually be a little bit critical about especially price on games, but we will get to that as we come around to it. There's a little bit of time before we start up properly, so this is merely to check sound levels, camera, everything which should be working 100% as we are live. My voice sounds a little bit sketchy today. I'm just being told it's listed as No Man's Sky. That is not correct. Boom. I need to change that very quickly. So bear with me a second. While I do that, I will still be talking. But no, we're not playing No Man's Sky today. That will be tomorrow at 9 o'clock again. So that is, weirdly enough, it is set to, it should be set to correct. Whoa. That puzzles me. So I would say, I'm sorry if anyone comes in wrongly and hope we are playing No Man's Sky. That would be tomorrow. I am checking here. Hang on a second. Camera on there, but I muted the sound.
So if you go up, no, up. If you go over here, go to Stream Manager, make that full screen for a sec. See the pencil? Change it there. The sound's not muted. Perhaps.
It should be. Okay, fine.
Oh, you can advertise music, can't you?
Yeah, well, thank you. That was Sarah from my neighbor channel, which helped me here. But I will quickly set this advertise correctly. That is my mistake and entirely mine. I did not check that. So I will ask my people in the background and check if everything pops up as it should now. Otherwise, a little bump in the road, that is not necessarily a bad thing. However, let's get kind of started with what I intended to be going through. I have set it to 4 hours, and I don't know if I can fill 4 hours out with what I have. It also depends whether someone starts engaging in chat, comment, questions and other things. But otherwise, in the end, I will go through one thing which is very close to my heart, is actually trying to teach people my age how to get into play games, because I have been asked so many times to how do I go from playing Candy Crush on my phone to playing those weird interesting games you play. And those weird interesting games I play is things like World of Warcraft, World of Tanks, No Man's Sky, which is one of my absolute favorite games, because you don't have to actually do anything you don't want to do. I like that tendency to really get in, do what you want, and there is not a whole community who become pissed off with you because you're doing what you find is fun in the game. There's other things I will come into in the end, things I've been asked in the past. So if you stick with me and hang on, then you are in for a lot of things. So before I start the whole thing, I'm going to show some video clips and talk a little bit about where they come from, what they are, and it is first of all new things. So something which some of them is quite a bit away, and but I still think it's interesting to start mentioning it and go that route, so we can actually prepare for the games. And the prices on some of them, it actually makes that you want to prepare in good time if you need to save up money, because those prices is not for everyone to splash out in one go. So I've been told that everything is showing up correctly now, so that is really good. As I said, my voice is a little bit sketchy today, but I hope that will pick up. Okay, we will start looking at something from Xbox Game Pass, and they have advertised a new game which will come in beginning of January. It's not a new game, I found out. It's actually released in 2021 on Nintendo Switch, but at least with Xbox Game Pass it will come into PC and Xbox console. So, and it also should run on Mac. I don't know what platform you would need to do that through, but again, that is one of the things that I have to question, and I don't have any close to me which play on Mac anymore, but it is positive that some games at least goes on all platforms. So I will start the trailer for it and put it on the screen so you can see it. And of course I get commercials on them, but That one we will look at later, so I skip that now. This game is called Unedited, and it's a very special game. It's a little bit different from other types of games. It took me quite a while to actually find out what this is all about. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is some sort of platform game where you actually interact with drawing the things. So that's all there is to it for now. It's difficult to say if it's a game which will be fun, but if you have Game Pass on Xbox, then it's one you can at least try out and find out, is it something which is actually funny to play. I cannot predict, but I think the concept seems very interesting. It comes from Yasa Games. I believe it's Japanese, so it might have... I read one of the comments when I read about it, and it said sometimes a rabbit's bomb is a mightier weapon than a sword. So it could be something which was worth trying out. If you don't have Xbox Game Pass and want to buy it, I don't have a price for it, but as it's been out for a year, then price is probably going to have dropped a little bit. I have not noticed whether it's on Steam. I should actually have looked for that as well, because I use both platforms quite a lot, so at least I actually should really have gone down that route. As said, it is one of the things you might like, this kind of games. It good to kill some hours at least, and if you have a free access to it, then try it out and see if it's something for you. I thought it was a very interesting concept, and start advertising that for January already. Everyone else is more interested in the Christmas sales and get things out, and we get back to that in a bit. So next information which I want to spread out is still on Xbox Game Pass. They have made a collaboration with Riot Games and two of the interesting games from Riot Games is Valorant and League of Legends. So let's have a look at Valorant first, and then League of Legends.
Phoenix, please tell me you have the package.
I would if somebody was a little less aggressive. Hey, stop! I said stop!
Valorant is a game which is a 5 versus 5 PvP game.
Oh, that's how you want to play it.
And I must admit, I sucked at games like this, but it is very, very popular at the moment, and getting that free with Game Pass will drag a lot of players in which has not been on that platform before. These games are very popular with younger players, and
You cannot
they
let her
have
plant
really
All right, I'm going
taken
in.
on to the
I wouldn't
gaming
worry about her.
community, especially with
Are you certain?
people playing
100.
PvP games.
I got this.
So things like Overwatch, not to mention Fortnite and so on,
미안해서 어쩌나.
Battle Royale games, and they really have come true.
Hey, Control. So, about the package...
So this seems like a very interesting game if you are into PvP games. The next one is one I find even more interesting because it's one I have not been playing because it would cost a lot of money to do so. But with this treat with the Xbox Battle Pass, no, Game Pass, not Battle Pass, that's something completely different. Game Pass and Riot Games, then this could be interesting. And that is, of course, League of Legends. Again, it's a 5 versus 5 PvP game. But the catch in this game is the game is free, so everyone can play it. But if you wanna unlock all the heroes you can play, if I understand it correctly, that means you have to pay a lot of money. And I saw calculations on the review of this deal between Riot Games and Xbox Game Pass, that people could save up to $1,200 to $1,500 by playing it through Game Pass. And as Game Pass is not overly expensive, you can play for a lot of a month for that. The caveat to it is you get the heroes for free, but you don't own them. So, and I believe in order to own them and get skins for them and so on, you will have to grind up and unlock the heroes yourself, and whether you have to pay for them or can do it with XP and so on, I'm not 100% sure. The cinematic from League of Legends is very like World of Warcraft. It's been kind of updated a little bit from World of Warcraft, but it has some of the same things. Same with many other RPGs. They have this wonderful world image in them, and I like that. Legends has been up on the esports scene for many years now, and it's still very, very popular. And I don't think this will make it less popular. It will actually get more players, but when you get new players, how will that work out? I don't know. But I might be one of those which actually pick it up and try going down that route. I always had a problem with games which used in-game currencies or microtransactions, and you had to constantly add more and more money to it. And I'm saying that I play World of Tanks, so that's one of those where you actually have to add to the free game in order to get the most out of the game. But that is that's a discussion that we can always take, and it is very, very yeah, it's very, very tricky, because if you get a free game, what do you get out of it? There's a lot of expectation that you get something for free, and everything is 100% up to notch, and you get everything given away for free. That's not how things work. Those people creating, maintaining the games, they need to earn money as well. So whether they do it by selling you stuff in game, or selling you subscriptions, or something completely different, put commercials in the games, which is even worse, because you're sitting playing a game and then suddenly it stops because you need to watch 5 minutes of commercials. That's not cool either. So it's a lot of questions. You could always argue that when you pay 40, 50, 60 pounds or even dollars, $80 for a game, that you get a game which you can play. And some games are like that. You can play them for many, many years, and if you calculate the hourly cost of the game, you will find out that in example, games like Civilization, you might have paid 30, 40 pounds for the game 10 years ago, and you're still playing it, and that brings the hourly rate very, very low and can't compete with anything else. Or if you're one of those players saying that Civilization is a boring game, then you can calculate how much does it cost to play Call of Duty. Just make the math yourself. And one of the things with these two games I looked at, on Xbox, it always gives some information about the game, and the only thing which I find is a little bit funny is both Valorant and League of Legends says release dates 12th of December 2022. That's not correct. It was when they were added to Xbox Game Pass. It also tells a little bit of the game. Valorant is a character-based 5 versus 5 tactical shooter, but it also calculates how long to beat the game. And this is where I do not have all the information, but the Xbox says Valorant you can beat in 41 hours for all styles. That doesn't seem very long for me, but correct me if I'm wrong. With League of Legends, it says about the game, it says showcase your skills in the ultimate 5 versus 5 battle arena that combines team strategy with solo mastery. Pick your role, perfect your build, and fight your way across the map to destroy the enemy nexus. Always free to play. And that is true, but to unlock the heroes you would have to pay in general. Not with Xbox Game Pass. But it says here that how long to beat. And it says the main story is 1033 hours. All Stars 1750 hours. Or the completionist, means if you're doing everything, 2843 hours. That's a long time. So that's a game where you really can spend a lot of time. Therefore, if you spend some money on the game, well, that will probably be okay, because with that many hours gameplay, you will get a little bit out of your money then, at least. So it startled me a little bit. 2800 hours. That's a long time. And I was thinking, when have I ever played that many hours on a game? And I actually have. There's 3 games where I have played shitloads of hours on. One is World of Warcraft. I think I have been playing that for something like 15-16 years. So a lot of hours has gone into that. I spent a lot of hours on EVE Online at some point because I wanted to crack that game. It's an amazing game, which I will come back to later. I actually have something about that. And I played it on No Man's Sky as well. That's a game where you can sit hour in and hour out, and not realizing how much time you spend. But I have some game saves with have over 500 hours played on, and time just flies. It is one of those games, and you're sitting doing absolutely nothing for 4 hours, but you do a lot. That's how you get sucked into that game. And if you don't believe me, come and watch me Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. I sit and play 3-ish hours, and for me, I feel I just started the game when midnight hits. And I find it a very beautiful game. I find it very intriguing, and I can only recommend that game. So I speak a little bit quick today, but things that when I don't have any more to talk about games, maybe I could play some games. So let's get to that later. We have been through the Xbox things now. Now I'm going to another one, and I've actually had it a little bit. I laughed at a little bit of myself because I started with the Xbox and said, what do I want to talk about there? And then I went to the next one on my list, which is Blizzard. So it's Microsoft and Microsoft. Yeah. I want to say that the latest expansion on World of Warcraft has launched, and that is now on its third week, I believe it is, and I haven't played it yet because I have actually I just put this on the wrong monitor. That was absolutely silly. Sorry about that. It was for you, not for me. I have seen this. So, this is the game trailer for World of Warcraft Dragonfly. The last expansion I actually got very tired of, and I didn't play as much as I usually would do. But I've been sitting following another channel a little bit, which has been playing Dragonflight Beta, and through the whole thing, Sarah, which there is a link on my front page if you want to follow her. She plays mainly World of Warcraft and does it Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Well, Friday is open game night, but in general it's World of Warcraft. And she's very good at what she does, and she is one which has been sticking with her outlaw rogue ever since I think it was right of the Lich King where she started that. And I do play as well, and I will get into this expansion, but I'm a casual player with World of Warcraft. I enjoy the game. I find it very intriguing, but starting a new expansion, new talent tree and all those kind of things, it takes a little bit of time before I can actually pull myself up by my hair, or missing hair sometimes, to actually sit down and do that, clean up everything from the prior expansion and so on. I do have 5 or 6 characters which is actually ready to go into Dragonflight. So I said it was 3 weeks since it launched, and the amazing thing is, I read earlier today that they have reinstated World's First, and the first kill for Razagat on Heroic was awarded to Liquid, which did it the other day. Unfortunately they did it off camera, so there is no video of it, but hopefully that will come up at some point. But it hasn't taken long to get there, and I am impressed that it has just gone to there. It's a very well, competitive branch of World of Warcraft. That's those big raiding guilds which really go for World's First, clearing different raids. And if I understood what I read, they were 30 players doing it, so it was a big group. Well done to them. And that was Liquid. I believe they are American, but that I'm not 100% sure of. Okay, more from Blizzard. They have finally, I would say, announced the date for Diablo. Diablo 4, and I have the trailer for that as well. And that is one I'm looking very much forward to. Also a game I have played since the first Diablo, when it actually came on floppy disks. Okay, I thought my phone was ringing, but it's my cat snoring, my stream cat. He's laying sleeping here. Okay, Diablo, been playing since the very, very early days, and it's always been the little brother of World of Warcraft. It has a lot of similarities and a lot of differences.
Shut up.
But the thing is, it's more, in my opinion, more entertaining playing as multiplayer than sometimes World of Warcraft is.
Run.
For some reason, Blizzard always take a very, very long time with Diablo. I don't know if it's because they don't prioritize it as high as World of Warcraft, for instance. But it seems like there is a lot of years between each version of it. 1 and 2 came reasonable time between each other, and then it took something like 10 years before Diablo 3 came. And that's 4 or 5 years ago now, so it's some long time in between. Many dislike Diablo because it's not a open world, even though it gives the illusion it is. But then you can argue that all games are somehow in a closed world. It's just a question how big they are.
Blood is the key. Blood is the key! What? I need 2 of you! Now! Go! I'll hold them! Go! So, it says the blood of the willing goes... You gotta be kidding me!
Blood is the key. Have we ever heard that before?
It worked! We have to help him!
He's dead already.
Well, Diablo is not just hack and slash, even though there sometimes there's a lot of it, but you also need to find your way around.
Oh well, cheer up. Gold splits better 3
fix
ways
the
instead of
puzzles
4.
and so on. I've seen this trailer a couple of times,
Must
and
be hidden here somewhere.
yeah, it doesn't give any idea of the gameplay which will come, and I will try, if I find new things. I sometimes get an invitation from Blizzard to do beta testing, and I think I would take it on this one if there is any seats, and then I will of course make some videos and maybe some live gameplay, but
What about the coin? What's it
at
say?
least it's always interesting to see a game how it actually pans out when the game is finished, because cinematics doesn't really show you the gameplay, and for all what we know, that could be stickman you play with, even though it shows something different. That's at least my opinion. They put a lot of effort into cinematics from games, especially Blizzard is amazing. The one from Dragonflight, and this one is absolutely well made. And sometimes freaking scary.
Blessed Aqua, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is wrought with darkness, guide my soul to thy sacred ways.
From near this, we see thy salvation. By free become, and thy ways. By the blood of the willing. We call thee home.
And all this happens before we players go into the world.
Eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my
Open your eyes.
Think about that. Every time you go into
eternal
something
light protects me.
in an RPG
Eternal light
game,
protects me.
you might be the one which actually release all of these things.
You came to
I
the
could go on
darkness.
for hours about who actually caused all the problems in World of Warcraft. That's the players. They release all the evil. So,
And all
no, I'm not saying don't play
is
games.
here.
That is a little bit of a joke, but sometimes you should look into yourself and
Speak the words.
actually check whether
Call her
you
home.
have caused the history you are playing out to heaven.
By three, they come. By three, thy way opens. By the blood of the willing, we call thee home.
Now they just have to finish the game so we can sort it out. All this which has happened. This is what we do.
Hail, daughter of hatred. Creator of sanctuary. Hail, Lilith.
I would not do that. But I guess we wouldn't have a game if that didn't happen. And to be honest, we still don't know if we get a game.
Blessed Mother, save us.
I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask them here. So it's still very long away. It is very long away. The date is still around the 6th of June 2023. That's the official release date. And I saw there was a price on the limited collector edition. It's £96 and 66 pence. I like the 666, but I don't like the 9 in front of it. So that's roughly 100 quid for a game in these times. So how many months heating do you need to kill to get a game? I was a little bit shocked about this because that's a lot. I know they spend a lot of time developing these games. However, that is very, very, very steep. I do think that the tendency with the 60 plus pound for a game is overdoing it. That's why I like places like Xbox Game Pass. You pay a subscription every month and then you can play the games as long as they are on the platform. And to be honest, those games which I really like, I actually do buy. Because I do think you should support those who make good, decent games. But pre-ordering a limited collector's edition for 100 quid, it's a little bit of a gamble to take that. First of all, we don't know how good the game will be. We don't know if it actually fulfill what you want. You have played Diablo 3 before you buy this, and you have to be very, very ecstatic with that game in order to go to Diablo 4 and pay those amounts of money. So what will the standard edition cost? I haven't seen prices, but I will guess between 50 and 60 pounds, which is again very steep. And this is one thing where I sincerely hope that Xbox Game Pass put Blizzard games in under them, because it's all Microsoft now, so put it under a decent subscription. I wouldn't mind paying a little bit extra every month to play Blizzard games on my Game Pass. That's not the problem. The problem is paying 100 quid for something extra, which I might or might not like to play. It's a very, very dangerous route. And when you have paid it now out of your hard-earned Christmas money, and then when June comes and you actually don't like it, can you get a refund? I'm not even sure. I'm not sure how the legal aspects of that is. Is it even possible? I don't know. However, it's a question only one can answer, and that's yourself. Do you want to spend those kind of money on this kind of game? Feel free to do so. Well, I'm not going to. I hope, I wish at least, that Xbox, Microsoft, put Blizzard, which is now Microsoft, in under the same platform and let us play it on Xbox Game Pass. Charge a little bit extra every month. That's how you get happy consumers, people who want to actually play. So I'm going to take a very short little break because I need to do something. So I'll be back in 5 minutes time. So, sorry for that. I just needed to sort something out. So, that was Diablo. I do look forward to it, but I'm a little bit concerned with the pricing. So, that's it's not like I'm negative over, because if the game is absolutely stunning and it breaks all rules, or all records for that matter, of course, then I want to go down that route as well. But I'm not paying 100 quid for a game. Nope, that's not anymore. Not anymore. Once upon a time, I might have gone down that route, but not anymore. So, now something completely different. One of the things I always like is when Steam has sales. And the winter sale is coming up from December the 22nd. I personally always think that they could move it a little bit so it was after Christmas Eve, but yeah, that's again a personal thing. I think give people a break. However, if you want to get your kids a little bit saving on the kids' Christmas gifts, that might actually be where you want to go. I don't know. I'm not suggesting you should, and I'm not saying you do, but someone probably will. So let's see what they have to say this year.
'Tis now the season for an event to remember. Steam's winter sale starts the 22nd of December. With games by the thousands and deals by the heap, you'll be far too excited by shopping to sleep. Just look at these games, any genre you please, from all kinds of sims to plenty RPGs. There's action-adventure, battle royales. There's so much to choose from to play with some pals. If the stress of the season makes you just want to YOLO, there's still lots of games if you'd rather play solo. While you're perusing these deals that earn raves, you can vote in the Steam Awards for all your faves. And throughout the whole sale, now here's a real kicker, we have fun things to earn, from badges to stickers. The Steam Winter Sale. 'Tis time to be merry. December 22nd till the 5th of January.
Yeah. Oh dear. I'm actually going to pause that commercial which came up because it's something I'm going to talk about later. So, Steam's winter sale. I had a little bit of a rant about prices on games, but using the Steam platform actually gives you a lot of options to buy games cheaper. They do have a lot of offers, a lot of sales, and it comes up. Keep your eye open and you will be able to find cheaper options on the games. I noticed some of the titles which was mentioned here in the sale might be something worth looking at least from my perspective. Also, if you are a Steam user, there is the Steam Awards nominees across 11 different categories, which you can actually vote for, so you can go in and vote for your own favorite games. I'm not going into depth with that. I might pick that up in a later stream, but I'm not going into that today. But the sale itself is worth taking a look at. cheaper games is money saved. So if you're into games, if you like games, have a look. If you're not on Steam, then I would actually suggest that you sign up if you want to play games. You don't have to buy games there. If you're signed up, there is actually free games from time to time you can download and play. They might not be the greatest of games, but at least it gives you some options. Xbox Game Pass is something you pay for. Steam is free, but you pay for the game. So it's a balance. Do you want to pay A or B to play games? I unfortunately have chosen both because I have been on Steam for years and got a lot of games there. So I can tell you I bought Civilization 3 through Steam, so you can start calculating how many years ago that is. So we can actually talk a little bit about that later, because I can see we are going to have plenty of time to do other things, and one of the things I want to do, and I can refer people to the video from this stream, is that how to get into games, and it is not complicated, it's quite simple actually. So the next one is that I saw on Steam that they advertised a new EVE Online. I have to go directly to Steam to see that video. It's actually a game I have played in the past and spent many hours on. It's a free game, however there is a subscription called Omega.
And prosperity, they share this existence in the
It
biggest
is a
single
vast universe, and I've always been fascinated about space like this. It's one of the most beautiful and most difficult games to play.
Of over 7,000 star
My
systems
problem
known
with
as
it
New
is
Eden.
that
It is a rich
not
and
an
diverse
open world
universe,
per se,
featuring
even though
densely
it's an open
populated
world, you can
havens
go
of
anywhere
relative
in the
safety,
world at least.
governed by 4 great empires.
Planets
Hostile
are
systems
controlled
where player
by
alliances make the rules.
guilds,
Even regions of
I don't know if
anomalous
they
and
call them
unexplored
something
space
different, but
that hold
guilds
their
or
own
clans.
secrets.
And if you're not a friend with them, this is actually a PvP game, so they might kill you on sight and steal whatever you have on you.
Immortality through the use of cloning technology.
You do start out in an area
Navigate the
where
universe encased in an
they
armored
cannot
capsule deep within your
just
ship,
kill you, but if you
where you have
venture
complete
into their
neural
areas,
control and
they might
function as
be
one.
hostile. And if you spend a lot of
There are
resources,
hundreds
because
of
you have
ships
to
to fly
grind
in
everything
Eve.
to build things,
Everything from
and you have a
small,
nice ship
nimble
like the one we
craft
see on the
and
screen,
versatile
and
mid-range
someone comes
vessels
and
to
kills it all,
formidable warships
you lose it.
and colossal
There's no
freighters.
safe game safe in this game.
Each has advantages and suited roles, but all are completely customizable.
But it is
as
an
you
amazing
decide how
game.
to equip and arm them.
And if you're really in for using your brain,
What you do in
using
New
your
Eden is entirely up to
hand-eye
you. Eve's
coordination,
immense sandbox gives you the opportunity
then
to choose
this
between
game
multiple
is
professions and
absolutely
activities.
amazing.
The
You will
key
be
to this
hooked,
unique
and you will
customization of your
spend
playstyle
many more
is skill
hours
training,
than you think you would ever play
This is a passive
do on a
process,
game.
and it continues whether you are in or out of
Said
game.
it's free,
As a new player,
play,
you can focus on one
but
specific
if you
area
want
in order to
to
quickly reach
evolve
the
your
same level of
skills,
specialization
you need to
as a
have
veteran.
Omega.
So be adventurous and explore new avenues of
But it
development
is
for your character,
possible to play.
as you can
for
always
free.
change role and reinvent yourself if desired. If you want to fight, combat in EVE can involve solo missions against non-player
Again,
adversaries,
I
small
emphasize
group
No Man's
skirmishes.
Sky as I play a
while
lot.
for some, it can even be the thrill
even
of
on
fleeting
stream
up
3
with
times a
thousands
week.
of fellow pilots and battling over
It
disputed
has
territory.
a lot of the
If you
same
want to
things
explore,
EVE
then the
Online
discovery
have,
of uncharted space,
but
and
not
ancient
the
regions,
mortality
the promised riches,
rate that you
danger,
could
and
risk
adventure
having
await you.
in EVE Online. And
You can also engage
No
in the
Man's
business
Sky,
of prosperity, be it
if
industry,
it should go really bad,
mining,
you
or
have
even
an
interstellar
option
piracy.
to save the game.
The beauty of life in
So
New
before you
Eden
do
is
something
that
very
all of these
risky, save the
activities
game.
and many more
If it
can
goes
be done
wrong,
alone or
reload the
with
game. A
others.
lot of people do that. And
A unique in-game market,
I'm later going to talk about
unprecedented in scale and degree of player control,
cheating or
is the
using a
beating
game's
heart of New Eden.
opportunities. Where is the boundaries
Players are
to that?
responsible for the manufacture of almost everything you can buy or sell. The gathering and
I'm
refinement
actually
of
tempted
resources,
to go back to this, but
the building of ships,
it is
equipment,
very, very hard
and even
game.
some space stations.
Or
These
maybe I'm
players
just a
are
coward
core
who
to how the
is
universe
a
is
little bit
built and how
scared
the
of
economy
everything
thrives.
which can kill me. But that I will leave to others
Players in
to
EVE
judge.
can band together to form corporations where they can enrich
I'm
their
always
experience
accused when I play World of
learn
Tanks
new
that I'm
elements of
too
gameplay,
aggressive, so
and share their wealth and goals. When these player-run
and that's why I'm a
corporations
bad
grow
player
to
there,
become
because
larger
I am too
entities,
aggressive.
they can
but
merge with other corps
You
to
need
form
to have action.
alliances. Powerful alliances regularly compete for control and
Okay,
influence
they call them
over large areas
alliances,
of space,
guild clans,
waging
alliances.
wars and
You
engaging
could be
in
become a member of
record-breaking
one of them.
battles.
They do
Even
take
taking
people
down
in,
well-defended, sprawling,
many
player-built
newbies
space
and
stations.
noobs like people like me would have difficulties to get into the established ones, and then you can only get into
In the spirit of exploration
small
and
ones
mystery,
which
new
might not
content
really
and
be
experiences
beneficial, but
are constantly introduced into the
I'm
universe,
judging a little bit
with
on,
over a
on
decade of
prior
free expansions,
experiences,
leading
but
to continual development
it could have
and
changed.
evolution of gameplay. While every
Well, it's a
action
beautiful
and decision
game.
has
It's an intriguing
consequences for the
game.
universe
And it's free on
hundreds
Steam,
of
so-
thousands of players, the game
Well,
remains
it's
very
free
much
for all, but
about your
it's on
unique
Steam now
adventure
as well
and story.
as one of the free
A
games.
story that will forever be woven into the fabric.
Won't give you any benefits to
Of
play
EVE.
through Steam, I believe, but this is one of the things I find good with Steam. It is they do have things, and you can subscribe. Let me see, it costs from £16 a month. It's a lot of money. And there's a lot of packs you can buy. So it's not necessarily free to play, because as you get hooked, then you actually start to wanna do more, wanna get further, and it's the same with all these games. It is really how can I say it? It's like drug abuse. The first one is free, and maybe the second one, and then if you want more, it costs. Many games are like that, so yeah. However, it's an amazing game, but you can and will get into the trap and spending too much money there. So I will advise to be cautious and not really fall into the trap and spend loads of money. I think that the monthly subscription of 16 is a little bit steep. That's around 120 quid a year if you bought it in one package. Yeah. I don't think I would go there. I have been tempted to go back, but I will not be spending a lot of money on it. And it's a game which has been around for 15 years. Well, it's been longer because it's almost have 20 years birthday and it's still going strong. So the game and the game idea is brilliant. Have a look at it. It's free to play, and if you feel you have to spend money, then think about if it's the right thing for you. That's all I can say about that, to quote Forrest Gump. Okay, the next one, which was actually a commercial, can I get that to go back? No. It was actually a commercial from World of Tanks. Which I'm not as such going to show because there's no need for that. What I had to say about tanks was just a couple of things. They have their Tank Mass ongoing, which is the World of Tanks Christmas arrangements with loot boxes. You can spend all your hard-earned money on them to get some tanks and other things. You collect resources to get the Christmas spirit up in your village, and you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mila Jokovic to host it for you, and you can even get them as a commander in a tank if you so like. World of Tanks is also free to play, and you can play for free. It's not the most fun if you play it for free, but it's well, that needs some explanation, but you can play a free-for-play account, and but it's very difficult. And the thing is, you play for free, you get less coins, XP and stuff when you battle in your tanks, so it takes longer to actually get through the tech tree. It limits you because everything which is a little bit extra cost gold, which you can only get, well, almost only get by spending money. There is some few exceptions, but I'm not going into that either. But it's a hard game to play if it's a free to play account. I started one to see how far I could get, and it was, yeah, I got up to get tier 8 tanks, and then the grinding started to be too time consuming, and I didn't find it funny to sit and grind. and it was no fun in the end, sitting grinding that way, because you had to do more to get the same out of it. So where you on a account where you have a premium account which you pay for, and it's around a tenner a month, so it's not overly much, but that gives you 30 days of premium where you get more coins, more XP, and you get a little bit of gold. The gold you use for buying garage slots and crew and stuff. You don't need much, but you need a minimum at least. And to be honest, I have accumulated so much premium time, so I actually haven't bought for quite a long time. I bought some few Christmas loot boxes just to see what came out of them, and there was gold in them, so I got quite an amount of gold, but it would be enough to keep me running for a very long time. So that's ongoing, and the rumors are next patch update will introduce a new heavy line of Chinese heavy tanks. If you want to know more about them, then look at some of the YouTubers or streamers which actually review from the test server, but that is coming up, so if you have an interest in that, that would be worth keeping an eye on. Yeah, what else is there about it? Not much. So now I actually came through my list, and I still have a lot of time to kill, which is very fine. I don't mind that. So I will do something. I made a video at some point, and there my argument was that everyone can play games if they want to, and it was a little bit provocative, but it's, how can you say it? It's a little bit getting away from those traditional things. Most people nowadays have a couple of games installed on their phone or their iPad, and they are used to look at that little screen and play games. And it's kind of okay. It's not something bad, but it's something like this. Okay, I didn't even have it installed. I'm not putting my real birthday in, I'm just choosing something. However, let me see, I have played this game before, and can you kill the music here? That's going to kill me. Okay, I was provocative because I, in my video, put a situation where I was sitting playing, what is it called? Oh, gambling machines. And some people say, oh, we don't play that, we play Candy Crush. And that sound is actually very annoying. God, I killed it now. A lot of people know how these games work. Very simple. You match 3 of a kind, even more if you... That doesn't work. And you play. You play on your phone, you play on your iPad, your tablet. Some people even play on Facebook when they're sitting on their computer. And that's absolutely fine. However, I often been asked, how do we get in to play games like World of Warcraft or World of Tanks? We have no clue how actually to get into it. And I have often explained that you just need to take a few steps further, because when this loads up, you actually install it. Even though you don't install it, it's just a browser game. The other games are not. So I'm not going to play that, because I'm not into those kind of games. But maybe I should just keep that browser and then go to a game as Wargaming. It comes up, and it actually comes up with something wrong, but World of Warships, which is free as well if you prefer ships instead of tanks, and there's more planes as well. So it's very easy to go in and download the game. It does say Game Center. You do need, I don't have it here, it's sitting up here. You need this to keep track on your games from Wargaming, but it's not difficult. You just download and install that. Make sure you choose North America or EU. That brings you to the front page. You can see the logo is the same as up in my screen here. It asks you to log in or create an account. You create an account, you use your email, set up your password, and it doesn't really ask a lot. It works on Mac OS, so if you need that, you install it with something else. It will install, it will help you keep awareness of what's going on and things like that. I can show you how it looks. This is like how it looks when it loads up, and it says all games. I don't have any other installed, but if you install all of these games, you wouldn't do that. But if you had more games installed, they would sit on tabs like World of Tanks. and when it's installed you just click play, then it will actually keep you updated. And there's some information on what is new. But you can see you can spend a lot of money if you go down that route. I would not recommend that for many reasons. When you then log into the game, it looks like I have a very big delay on the stream, but maybe